Welcome, warrior.
Hello and welcome to the Storm Talk for Cassia, the Amazon Warmatron. I think that's supposed to say War Matron. Like there should be a space there. Like, cause War Matron, Amazonian War Matron, makes perfect sense. Basically Wonder Woman.
You.
But Warmatron. What the fuck is a Warmatron? Like, does it keep things warm? Like, this is a bread warmatron. It keeps bread from being warm without quite making them toast. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. All jokes aside. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with her. Basically, avoidance. Don't be mounted, walk around, take less damage.
We advance.
You can see her shield glowing when it activates. It would be nice to have something here to show you, but you can see her shield stops glowing the moment she stops moving. This doesn't work when you're mounted, for obvious reasons, as you don't see her shield at all. Our next ability, Lightning Fury. Throw a spear, or javelin, which actually looks more like a trident, but who am I to judge? Splits into two little bits. The two little bits do travel, and yeah, they're nice. Next we have Blinding Light. Just handing out blinds. However, you do gain bonus damage against anybody who's blind. As a passive, in fact. So, having other teammates who are capable of blinding is a nice benefit. Next, we have Fend. Jump in, start stabbing. If you remember to blind them first, they take bonus damage. Simple enough. So, let's go ahead and take a look at these stats. Level 1. We move to level 10.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
And 20.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
And finally 30.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Weapons ready.
So let's go ahead and start talking about talents now. At level 1, we have Thunderstroke. Hit an enemy with your fork lightning, or your lightning fury. It forks. It's a fork. It makes lightning. We'll call it fork lightning. After hitting 20 heroes, increase the damage by 75. After hitting 40 heroes, lightning fury gains a second charge, and its mana cost is reduced from 30 to 15. So double the damage for roughly the same amount of issue. True Sight. Damage blinded enemy heroes 60 times with an ability or basic attack. Reward, Light increases the blind by 1 second, which is, I believe, 50% of its current duration. Finally, Charge Strike. Activate to increase basic attacks by 25% and cause them to bounce to nearby enemy heroes for up to 8 seconds. We're going to go with True Sight. This one's pretty simple to do. All you gotta do is, that's 12 of the 60. And, yeah. Continuing on at level 4. Inner Light, whenever Cassia is stunned or rooted, Blinding Light is cast on her current location. This effect has a 6-second cooldown and increases the radius by 25%. Ring of Leech. Cassia heals by 25% of the damage she deals to blinded enemies. Her kit's basically built around stabbing people's eyeballs out. And Plate of the Well. Regenerate 5 health per second while avoidance is active. For every 5 basic attacks absorbed, your avoidance regenerates an additional 1 hit point. After 75 basic attacks are done, your maximum health increases. We're going to go with Ring of Leeches, just to show this build off a little,
Choose a
or
talent.
just to show this off a little bit.
I'd forgotten that feeling.
At level 7, Impale. Enemies below 50% take 50% more damage from Fend. War Traveler. Cassia gains 4% movement speed every half second while avoidance is active, up to 20%. Basically making her jog as fast as a horse. And Surge of Light. After taking damage with avoidance, activate, and Cassia can activate avoidance to deal damage. So,
Strike with fury.
Choose
with
a
this
talent.
one, we can
No harm shall
run
come to this
around,
world.
and you can see it starting to fill up. Now, if we stop moving, everything's still fine. It charged up, and oh look, there we go. A nice little bop. We're actually going to start with Valkyrie first. But don't worry, we'll get to Ball Lightning. Valkyrie, pretty simple.
Lend me your aid, sister.
Impales, pulls.
Make haste.
Summons Valkyrie. Pulls the first enemy hero hit. Deals some pretty heavy damage. Knocks all other enemy heroes out of the way. So, at level 13, Grounding Bolt. Lightning Fury slows enemies hit by 20%. Thunder God's Vigor. Enemy heroes hit by the primary missile of Lightning Fury reduce its cooldown by 1 second. Seraph's Hymn. Reduce Blinding Light's mana cost from 70 to 40. Basic attacks against blinded enemies reduce the cooldown by 3 seconds. You kind of want this, trust me. And Lunging Strike increases Finn's range and area by 20% and its duration by half a second.
Weapons ready.
Fend is a targeted ability, but it does hit in a cone. So mostly you're going to want to take the Hymn.
Choose a talent.
Reduces the mana cost, and as you can see, blinding an enemy and then smacking an enemy not only is healing you at this point, but just reduces its cooldown. So let's go ahead and now, she does have 2 different animations for throwing, and if she's up close, she'll stab. They don't do any different damage, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's go back to toggling cooldowns. Pierce, the primary missile of Lightning Fury now pierces, but splits only when it hits enemy heroes. Penetrate, enemies take 3% increased damage from Fend for each consecutive hit. It's not bad. We're not building quite that right now, so we're not going to worry too much, but it's pretty good. And Martial Law. Basic attacks against stunned, rooted, or slowed enemies deal 3% of their health. Now, do remember, this is a stun, and at level 20 you can make this into a root, so Martial Law is
Choose a
not
talent.
bad. So, Imprisoning Light. Upon impaling a hero, it creates a wave of light that deals damage to nearby root enemies and roots them for 3 seconds. So, just to kind of show that one off. Oh, no, I missed. Now, that doesn't benefit from your blind, however, so Martial Law requires a team. Anyway, let's go ahead and reset the talents.
Choose a talent.
This time, let's go a little more activatable.
Choose a talent.
Hell, we'll go armor as
Choose
well.
a talent. Choose a
I am
talent.
blessed by the heavens.
Ball of Lightning.
Choose a talent.
Ball of Lightning's
No
pretty
harm
simple.
shall come
You
to
throw it, deals damage, it bounces a couple of times. It will bounce off of you, but you can have it just like if there were multiple enemies, it will bounce off of just them. Next, we'll
Choose a talent.
grab that. Doesn't really matter what we grab here. So we're going to go ahead and grab the ball. And at level 20 for the ball, sorry, I forgot to show, ball of lightning can bounce indefinitely. It also reduces its cooldown every time it hits a enemy hero. So and while you have indefinite, just to kind of now, this is never going to happen in a game, but for fun, you can have a shit ton of them. Okay. Now to show off that final, I'm gonna go ahead and build a slightly more aggressive build. Gonna go ahead with these two just
Choose a talent.
there. Doesn't really matter what we're going here.
Choose a talent.
And penetrate,
Choose a talent.
and then we're gonna go with Titan's Revenge.
Yes,
Titan's Revenge
agreed.
increases your Titan's Revenge increases your basic attack range and allows you to ignore armor. Remember that armor, spell or physical armor, is pretty important. So you're just ignoring that, hitting for 100% full time. So you basically become true damage. Pretty good for an auto-attacking character. However, with this build, also with Charge Shot, and then if they happen to be... It's like, oh, and they're blind? Yeah, you're doing damage. However, with this build, we have Fend as well, which does more damage the more you do it. Well, the longer it lasts, so the main target's going to take more.
As the oracles have foreseen.
All in all, a pretty good set.
Choose a talent.
Show off a couple of talents that got missed. Plate of the Well is pretty nice. Complete the quest. So as you can see, increased health and health regeneration. At level 7, War Traveler
Excellent. March forward.
increases movement speed. Basically has you running, so you don't ever have to really worry. Sadly, the effect doesn't work on towers. It's mostly just auto attacks, but what can you do? Anyway, I think that's about everything that we can show. So,
Make haste.
let's get in close and